A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, I always greet you in three ways depending on the time of zone of your country, wherever you are. You could be in Europe, you could be in Africa, Uganda, where I come from. It depends on your time. It's your friend Reomak once again. Today, I have come back again to talk about another important topic. I told you I'll always bring for you topics that have been proven scientifically and research based. Today, we are going to talk about mistakes we commonly make when we are drinking water. There are so many mistakes we do when we are drinking water, and so many people do not realize them. But today, we are going to understand what are the mistakes we do when we are drinking water. Point number one, drinking extremely very cold water. Extremely very cold water, when we drink it, affects our nerves, most especially the vagus nerve that is responsible for digestion. So when we drink very cold water, it's going to affect the vagus nerve, and therefore digestion will not take place, and your food will not go into the phases it has to go through in order to be digested. So you who is drinking very cold water, please stop it. Begin taking at least lukewarm water. Lukewarm water, I mean get hot water and then cold water. You make what you call lukewarm water. Is very healthy for your body than taking very cold water. The other mistake we do when drinking water is drinking tap water. It has been scientifically proven, researched, and found out that tap water contains some chemicals that are very bad to our body. It contains some small particles of plastics that when taken when you're drinking water, most especially when you're thirsty, it may affect your blood. Remember, in blood we have some electrolytes that we need to be balanced. For example, sodium that is found inside the cell and outside the cell. So when we take tap water that is having plastics and some other chemicals, it may affect our electrolytes, and we end up having electrolyte imbalance in the body. The other mistake we do is drinking while eating. It is a mistake, and it's not a mistake if you don't do it extremely. Let me add the word extreme: drinking water while eating. In the abdomen or in the stomach, we have HCl that is being produced from the palatal cells and the goblet cells that help us to produce the mucus that try to put patches or try to cover our stomach in order not to get wounds. Now, when HCl is being produced in the stomach, it is preparing itself to break down the food you are going to eat. So when you eat while you're drinking, this HCl is going to be diluted. And this is why some people, when you're eating proteins, for example, you're eating beans, you're eating chicken, you tend to regurgitate, you tend to reflux. Reflux, it means that stomach contents pass through the cardiac sphincter and come back into your mouth. You find that immediately, you're still eating, you find you are having a reflux in your mouth. Something is a bit sour, yet you haven't finished eating. It's because you're eating while you are drinking, and therefore a reflux is being formed and comes back into your mouth. This is also very common to people who eat pilipili, or what we call kamlari in our local language. It also happens in such people that when you're eating while you're drinking, you're going to have a reflux. Another point I want to talk about: drinking wrong fluids in the times when you're thirsty. For example, people who drink caffeine, people who drink alcohol, people who drink sodas. In sodas we have carbonates. In alcohol we have some other ingredients still which are not very good to our stomach contents. And then in coffee we have caffeine. Therefore, these ones tend to push or pull out water from your tissues, and in so doing you're going to become dehydrated. So this is another mistake we do when we are thirsty. We drink wrong fluids, alcohol, sodas, and tea. So in times when you're thirsty, please drink water, and water that is lukewarm, not very cold. And then the other mistake that we do, this is second last: drinking water quickly. There are people, when they are thirsty, they try to drink water so quickly. In so doing, you're going to create an electrolyte imbalance. Why? Remember, I said that one of the electrolytes we have in blood that is so much important is sodium. It is inside our cells and outside our cells. Which cells? Remember, in the body or in our blood, we have white blood cells that protect our body from infections. We have red blood cells that produce blood and also transport oxygen all over the body. And then we have platelets, the ones that are responsible for blood clotting. So therefore, when we drink water quickly, we tend to push sodium inside the cell and leave the outside cells with no sodium. We are creating an electrolyte imbalance, and in so doing, you're going to be dehydrated. Yet we tell you to drink water to be hydrated. Therefore, look at the amounts of water we drink, and this one brings us to our last point: drinking too much water. Too much of anything is always bad. We always say at least in a day, drink 3 to 4 liters. But we find there are people who are drinking even more than 4 liters. In so doing, you're going to dilute everything in the body, including the electrolytes, most especially sodium, and in so doing you're going to end up being dehydrated, and yet we are drinking water to be hydrated. So therefore, drink enough water, but not too much water, because too much of anything is always bad. Your friend Real Mark stops here today and says, may God bless you. I love you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and tomorrow still I'll bring another video to bless you with, so that you can improve your health, research based and scientifically proven. I love you so much, and bye bye. Have a good evening, a good morning, and a good afternoon.